Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and on this episode, we're going to be talking about this actual truck that I'm sitting in here, the big USPS truck, the big mail truck that I'm putting a Cummins in. About like 2 years ago, I paid for a Cummins motor. I ended up getting scammed and ripped off by the initial guy that I paid to build me a Cummins motor. Months and months and months went by, 8 months, never would answer, nothing, just had my money. So I could never get any money back from him, but eventually, a year and a half after that, I eventually got some parts from him, which probably weren't worth as much as I initially paid him, but at least I got something of value back out of it. And then I at least made a video making an announcement that, hey, the ball would be rolling soon. And at that time, I thought I was pretty close to being able to get started. I just keep saying that, and let me explain why. I've slowly been accumulating parts and tools that I need. I don't have all of them yet, but in this video I want to show you what I do have and make a couple of modifications to one of the parts that I do have. Suncent has sent me some cool stuff. I've got this intake elbow here. Suncent sells quality, affordable parts for all vehicle types, so be sure to check out their website at the links in the description and pinned comment. So I just went on to Suncent's website and looked up some stuff for the 5.9. I actually found some new rocker arms this time, so there's definitely some stuff I want to go back and get. But their website's super easy to use. Check it out if you're interested. And let's look at the stuff I got. Looks like it might be powder coated. I'll give you a closer look so you can decide. I'm not sure exactly how to tell that. It has four little bungs right here on the side and one smaller, maybe a little 1/4 inch one here on the top. This one looks like it's nice and reinforced. As a matter of fact, all of them do. Looks like a great quality piece. This is the one I want to modify. Let me show you the other things that I have too. Suncent also sent me this oil cooler. Another part in a long list of things that I just need to get in order to finish the motor. So great, another part to get. This one's great, high quality part, so I was glad to get it from them. 1/4 inch thick plate right there, man. This thing's heavy duty. Feels great. Suncent also sent a 12% discount, so if you want that, check out the link in the description. Go get yourself some parts. 3 different gaskets, anything you'd need on those. And this one I'm also really excited about. These are the valve caps for the head. Let's head up to the front of the truck and I'll show these to you on the motor. We're gonna have to take the front of the truck off, and I'll also finish talking about exactly how long I'm guessing it's going to take before this is actually done, what exactly is going on as well, because finally at least I can tell you at least what it is. I've also got this Maxpeedingrods turbo chilling here. I'll show you how that fits up, and some of these expensive connecting rods. I do need the expensive piston still and a rebuild kit, a few other things like an oil pan and whatnot, but we're getting pretty close. Over here we've got the crank and the cam. I think both of those need to be resurfaced. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take these and this elbow with me. Let's put these on. Well, here we are right where I left it 3 or 4 months ago. I'm glad to finally do an update. Again, I wish I would have already had it running by now. I thought again back when I made the video that it would have been running by now. I'll explain why right now. Here's where that oil cooler goes. I actually brought this with me first. Let me just put it up there and show you how it looks. Alright, so here's the actual full timeline. Starting back about 2 years ago is when everything started. Maybe a little more. We just had a newborn. I was trying to finish school. The pandemic started. I was trying to build my business and crank out videos, so I was just stressed to the max. I was actually starting to build up some savings. Thinking about getting a house. Where did I want to live? Saving up money because this is an expensive project. Look at all the rust on the front of this. You'll see that. It's pretty much just surface rust because this thing's been soaked in oil every couple of weeks, and it's dry as a bone up here. It's just dry. I don't know how this thing even got rusty in the first place, but that should clean up fine. It looks worse than it is. Anyways, so I was saving up some money to do this, and then there was a bit of a medical emergency in my little family. I found the wasp nest I've been looking for. Not really sure what to do about it though. They're pretty. Around here. 4, yeah, I think it did it. Nice. Woo, that was scary. Alright, geez, where were we? I was gonna put this up. I had a bunch of money saved up. There's a wasp right there. See, it worked. Even though it's like the wasp, even though it's the ant one, ant and spider spray, they were out of wasp spray. Misery. Even though they make me suffer for weeks when I get stung, I won't make them suffer. Anyways, unnecessarily. Is it looking good? I don't know. Looks like the right size. Beautiful. It's gonna fit perfect. All right, I'll let you see it. All right. Perfect. That's nice. So anyways, I'm starting to save up money to do this, and we have a medical emergency happen, and all I can say about it is everybody's here. My wife, my kids are all alive. That's all I can say about it. But because when it first happened, we had to talk to an attorney, and we're gonna do, they were like negotiating, you know, they were gonna settle, and then every like 6 months another complication from this doctor just kept reoccurring. So it's got to the point now where we're just, there's like a whole formal lawsuit that's being opened up, so everything's finally coming out of the back end of it. And let's hop up in the truck and look at the rest of that, and I'll tell you everything about that. But that's especially why I just really haven't like been able to say anything about it, is because it was, is it going to be a lawsuit? Not sure. Are there negotiations? There were for a year and a half, until it's just got to the point where there's so much now where there's a formal lawsuit. Not as cool from this angle, but it'll have probably some billet front plates and stuff by the time it's done. The last thing we're gonna look at, that's intake elbow, and I'll finish telling you about that. So what am I trying to say then about all of that? So that's why I would often talk so much about like, oh, probably soon it would be done. It's just been up in the air for years. So those valve covers come with gaskets and the little gasketed bolts that it needs. Anyways, it's just been years, ever since the beginning of the pandemic. Basically, I've just been stressed and not been able to save money. Also, something that I want to clear up is, if this lawsuit goes through, it's not something that's going to make us rich or anything. We're just basically going to be able to stop paying debt every month. It's going to pay off all the debt that we're in right now. It's not one of those cool, life-changing, oh, millions of dollars. It's not, nowhere close to that. It's just gonna pay off debt. So you see some cool projects and stuff in the future. It's because of all the hard work I've been putting in my business and the YouTube channel, just trying to save up and make some better content, because I'm really waiting on this so I can really start making the videos that I dream about making, and I'm excited for that. So I'm not asking for anybody's support. If you want to, you can donate at the links down in the description. The one thing I would ask for is your subscription. So if you like these videos or you want to support me, then make sure you're subscribed. Again, if you have extra money and you just want to donate, there's some links in the description if you want to do that. We'll be all right, especially after a few more months. Hopefully, it might take up to a year, but I'm hoping that regardless of what happens, I'll have this truck running in just a few more months, whether or not the lawsuit's over or not. So we'll see how that goes. I also have a couple of really fun projects and videos that are almost done and will take a while to edit, but those are going to be great. So look forward to those. Let's go ahead and grab this last piece from Suncent and get this modified to the motor. Come here. All right, my main issue with this is actually it does kind of match the color theme depending on what direction you take purple and gold into. I went with hyacinth on the motor because I wanted just sort of like a purpley blue. My first motor I ever rebuilt, I painted blue, so I wanted to stay with that theme. And then I went with gold because I thought that would be a nice metallic color for the head. That wouldn't just be silver, because obviously there's going to be a lot of aluminum billet pieces on this motor. So blue and gold go well together, but if you take it dark, you can go with like maroon all the way down to maroon and dark red. But I don't want to go light because then I would have to paint these sort of like black. I don't want to do that because I love the look of these aluminum ones. So I'm going to paint this white actually to take it to the lighter end of these two color combinations because that'll particularly fit a lot better with all the aluminum that's going to be on here too. So let's go ahead and hook this up and get it painted. All right, old tire swing rope, some flux core wire here, just from my welder. Well, spare bundle of wire for the welder. Brittle wire, so you can easily just break it on accident. That's good enough. All right, I knew I had some high gloss paint in here. I think the only other cool light color that would have gone well with it, I was actually thinking about, was primer. I didn't know I had primer, so I could have done that. Here. Oh, here's hyacinth. That's for the motor. More primer. And gold. That gold's probably empty though. I think that's engine paint. That black one. Flex seal it. That'd be cool. Anyways, got this high gloss. There we go. Indoor outdoor. High gloss. That's perfect. It's already glossy. Wood, metal, plastic, more. Yeah, that'll work. 2 times ultra cover paint primer. I think that's just the amount of surface area it'll cover, not strength or anything. But this should be fine. I'm excited to paint a light color too. I was already thinking about that because I think it'll look extra cool when it gets dirty, like the patina of oil on it will come pretty fast, like you see on oil filters and stuff. All right, let's let that dry. Hit it probably with one more coat. All right, 2 coats later, that's how it looks. Looks pretty great to me. Go ahead and just bring this in and let's wrap up the video. So then I think that's gonna look pretty sweet, about like that. The cool thing about these Cummins are they have some square plates right here. All right, so I think something maybe like that is gonna look sick. Turbo on this side. Oh, that's heavy. And the intake elbow, maybe tuck down right there and run up the edge. Maybe. I don't know, that would look awesome. I think I would definitely want the turbo right about there though, because back here, because up here normally this engine covers plastic. I'm gonna remake one eventually. I might just run it naked like this for a while, but I do want to make one out of plexiglass and aluminum. I think that would look really awesome because you'd be able to look in and see this work of art. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks to Suncent for sending those parts, and special thanks to Maxpeedingrods for the turbo, and especially thanks to anybody who supported me all along the way. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Check this one out next.